championship week, baby.
Let's make sure that it connects, and it is. We are live, everybody. Kind of late. Sorry, you can blame Brian. He's pretty good at taking the blame.
Mostly my fault down that one.
He's just taking all the beats this week with the hat and everything.
Oh, dude. I'll tell you about it in a minute, but I am so heartbroken. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, tell us about it now.
Yeah. What happened, Brian?
So, 5 leagues this year.
I'm going to have a chocolate while he does this.
My first league was the Guillotine League. I won that quite handily. Was quite proud of it. It was just beautiful. So I have these other 4 leagues, and all 4 leagues, like at the halfway point of the season, I'm like, I can't not make the playoffs with these teams. They're going to make the playoffs. And so early on, I'm looking for advantages in the playoffs for these teams. So I'm like looking ahead. I'm doing everything I can to make sure these teams like make it to the championship game. And of those 4 leagues, one was in first place, one was in first place. Both of them dominantly so, set records in both for points scored. And the others were second and third. So only one league did I have not have a buy-in. Or, well, no, I take that back, because one of the leagues is a 16-team league, and so there is no buys. And, of course, that was the one where I was most dominant in, worth the most money, and I got eliminated in the very first round by 1 point, which in this league is 1 yard. So in most leagues that would be 0.1 points. All right. Then this week, nothing went right. Everything went wrong, and the other 3 teams that were in it all got eliminated. All of them were down like early on. I just had the worst football days, just knowing I'm going to lose the whole damn day. You know what I mean? Just the absolute worst. Just had my fantasy heart just ripped out, and I would have been in a really crappy mood all week if it wasn't for winning the pick 9. So I made $1,100 that week. So took a little bit of the pain out of it, but for fantasy football wise, man, I didn't want to set my lineups for third place this week. Like, I've got all these third place games, and most of them are worth some kind of money, and I didn't even want to set
really
my lineup.
Set mine up that well either.
Right?
I actually went like for the ones like, this guy might go off. This guy might go.
Who cares anymore? We can't win. So yeah, and Ray and I are playing each other this week, and we're playing for third, which is I think money back in this league, right? Or is it worth nothing?
Just roll it into the next entry. I thought it was just next entry.
Right, isn't it?
Well, it's your money back.
Yeah, money back. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess we're playing for that this week. But
so in our league of record, the 2 people playing for the championship, have they both been with us, or are they both internet?
They're both new.
Damn it.
One of them is was added this year via
internet
searching. And the other one is a friend of Shady's.
Okay, that's fine.
Who I need to get a hold of.
Well, I'm going for that guy now.
Not
that I'm going against the internet,
but it doesn't
but
look good for Rhino Ballers. Actually, it looks
He's
like
the new one, right?
our new guy. Well, they're both new to the league,
right. But the newest,
but one is connected to an original member.
And that's Rhino Ballers.
That's Rhino Ballers.
Oh,
and the other guy,
but
the other guy has Chase Brown and H.N.
Yeah, I know.
And Trey McBride.
I know. He's the one that freaking knocked me out.
He sure did. He sure did.
At least you don't have to send the trophy.
Hey, you know what? At least it wasn't like you lost 120 to 115 or something like that.
No.
You scored 180 points.
In all 3 of my leagues, I had seriously hard decisions this week, and none of them mattered.
Yeah.
It made no difference. I was getting killed no matter what I did.
That sucks.
You know what I mean? And like I said, I had the most beautiful lineups, but didn't matter.
And over here, the one championship I'm playing in is the league where I forgot to check in and started T. Higgins last week not last week, 2 weeks ago when he didn't play. And
you're still in. Jeez.
Yeah, and made it.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Made it through the championship. Well, my team is really good. That's the reason that we were able to do that, because I started T. Higgins and I still scored 165 points.
Oh, yeah.
so it's not like it was that. Like, it was almost like an insult to my opponent. And the person that I did that to is the person that I traded earlier in the season, and he won the trade. I was thinking long term and was projecting out, and I got Bijan and McConkey, and he got CMC and Pickens. And so even I think I won that weekend in week 15.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I won. I think that was a down game for CMC, and it was a nothing game for Pickens, which I know because I had him in Top Gun and lost to this guy while he scored like 4 points or something like that. But anyway, so fantasy football is just rough because that happened like that in the one league where I'm in the championship. Like I probably don't deserve to be there for being a bad manager. And in a league where I was trying to lose this last weekend, my team scored 64 points in this league.
Mm-hmm.
This league where there are bonus points for things like passing yardage. And I started Matt Stafford at Seattle over Bryce Young playing Tampa Bay. I wasn't thinking Matt Stafford was going to have a bad game. It was just that everybody had lit up Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay was literally the 32nd ranked defense against fantasy quarterbacks going into the game. It was just a decision. So in that league, Matt Stafford scored 46 points. My team ended up with 64 and a half. I could go back and look at it, but anyway, I was still going to pull it off and lose because I was just looking at things, right? And I looked at my match, and I thought to myself, when it looked like I was going to win, I was like trying to make myself feel better, and I said, okay, well, who deserves this more? Like, which team actually needs this higher draft pick more? And scrolling down through my opponent's roster, I get to their draft picks, and he doesn't even have his first or second round pick.
And he's a loser. Wow.
Oh no! That's not it though. He is trying to tank against me
when he doesn't even have a
to improve his. So when I realized this, I text him and I say, hey, why are you tanking so hard against me? If you're just making the pick better for other people. And he goes, well, I still have my third round pick. So I make a deal with him and get a third round pick swap. A third round pick swap. And so now he has no reason to tank. But it's like 11:30 or 12 o'clock on Sunday. So all that stuff's already happened. The only decision he can still make is he can start Nico Collins, who ends up doing like nothing. Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
And then the only
and so enough on all my teams.
I'm ahead 64 something to like 41 going into Monday Night Football. And he's got Phillip Rivers.
Who was dropping dimes all game, even though he lost.
I don't know if I'd call that dropping dimes.
So I watched this thing actually that was every single pass attempt that he had, and while there weren't anything, there was like almost nothing outside the numbers.
Right.
His timing and his delivery and just his decision making was like a vast improvement on what's been going on in Indy.
And I'd agree with all that. I'm just watching how slow the ball gets to its
right.
target.
I agree.
And I'm just
I can't believe that was true 5 years ago.
One of these teams hasn't.
We knew that was going to happen 5 years ago, and to that point, we are late in the fourth quarter of the game, and Phillip Rivers has just completed like a 30-yard pass to Josh Downs or something like that, and my opponent takes the lead. Okay. 2 plays later, Rivers gets pick sixed. And my team goes back into the lead.
By 1 point. And then they pull him out of the game?
Now, right. I'm getting there. You ruined it. You ruined the ending. So then this league, like I said, I mentioned this earlier, has bonus points for things like passing yardage. I didn't even need Rivers to come out and throw a touchdown. He was 23 yards shy of 300. At which point my opponent would have gotten 5 bonus points and made it nigh impossible for me to win. And instead the Colts send out Riley Leonard. And I put into the chat in that message, and this is the one where we redrafted. And I went like you did this year. I went 13-1 last year. I exploded the point record in that league, and then lost in the semifinals. And then we redrafted, and my team looked pretty good. And then Malik Neighbors went down, and Trey Benson went down, and I traded for an extra draft pick, and we ended up like trying to tank. And so that's where we ended up being. And we're going to end up being like 3rd or 4th pick or something like that, which is fine because my team is good. But it's like, it sucks because I just I had built that team up, and we were prepared to contend for a long time. And so to go from being that team that's like breaking the point record in your dynasty league to getting screwed on a top draft pick by the results of a Monday Night Football game is it's heartbreaking. It sucks.
It really is.
Fantasy football it'll break your heart. But then and you know what's funny? So I listen to some guys regularly, and one of them is CBS. And one of my favorite guys to listen to, I think he's one of the smartest fantasy minds in the game, is Heath Cummings. And he was like nonverbal in their Sunday night recap episode because he had such a bad week 16. Like they were trying to get into time. And he was just he was obviously just fulfilling a work commitment. You know, his soul was not there, and so it happens, you know, and you just take a shower, have a shot, and sleep it off, and you try and figure out what went wrong and get better next year.
Absolutely, and I thank God for that Pittsburgh game, which helped me bring out.
How about that?
Oh my God, what a game!
Crazy,
Crazy
and we have to talk about DK, right?
Oh, right, and
I watched the guy's press conference today.
Oh, the fan?
Yeah,
the fan got a press conference.
So the fan,
that's what we need.
He held a press conference, and dude,
I mean, these jerks getting a press conference. That's exactly what he wants.
Dude,
now there's gonna be 100
his
more
family's geting death threats because because according to DK, which is if you've seen any of the footage, and there's multiple people that pulled out their phones and filmed this and put it online. He did not at all insult DK or say anything racial to DK at all. At all. He was just trying to get an autograph and made the mistake of pissing DK off by using his full name. And he did, and he called him DeKalin again in the press conference, which I thought was funny. But
this is a guy that DK had complained about before the previous year in the stadiums. Get this guy out of here. This guy is a jerk. Saying all these things to me, don't let him be here. And of course, the next year, here he is. He goes.
Then you know better. Then you got to know better.
No, dude, I'm not saying that he's not a knucklehead for doing this. Give me a break. What an idiot. But why are we allowing these kind of fans in here that we know are going to do nothing but yell insults and stuff at our players and do all these things to the point where a player complains about a fan? I mean, what does a fan have to do? I mean, these guys are all, you know what I mean? But for a player, a star player, to point out this fan and go, get this guy out of here.
To me, the players of
that's the thing.
The players of the last generation and a half or so are just soft mentally. They're mentally soft.
I mean,
they have thin skin,
I know what
man.
You mean by that?
It's not
I don't think Pittsburgh can now remove the fan.
Oh no, that guy is getting money. That guy is a hero in Detroit now.
Yeah, he's a Detroit guy.
Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna be like the guy in Chicago who jumped through the wind tunnel and caught the football on Monday Night Football.
What?
He after so like it happened like 30 years ago or something like that.
I don't-
This guy, like, there's a field. I can't remember if it was a field goal or just an extra point, but the ball was going through. And remember, they didn't used to have those nets that caught the ball,
Right.
and so the guy leaps
out of the stands.
out of the stands, and he's got to be like 25 feet in the air.
Oh, nice.
And afterwards, he went on like every talk show. He did Letterman. He did Leno. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're giving this guy all the.
And that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so what did he say? What did he say?
No. He sounded like it was interesting because
I see you, Smarty. We'll get you.
while the guys, I'll wrap this up real quick. While the guy was bold enough to call him Decalen again in the 45-second video that I saw, he sounded like somebody who was genuinely like scared of the moment.
Because of all the
Everything that's going on around it. Like you could feel the tension and energy on him,
Yeah. Good old social media.
All right.
So what's our question?
Welcome to championship weekend, sir.
Yeah, it must feel good to still be in it. So full PPR. I'm down after they play Dak, and I had Javonte and Pickens. Got a couple Purdy or T-Law, Dalton Schultz or Tyler Warren, Devontae Smith or London. Jags, Chargers, Packers defense.
Purdy or T-Law is tough.
Last time you were sending the questions to our text.
So I'll tell you what.
Did you not bring up the chat? You should see the chat.
I didn't either. So I'll tell you what.
I'll put it in the text
Purdy
while
or
you figure
T-Law
that out.
thing. I think if Kittle doesn't play, I'd rather play Lawrence. It's just tough because I think that's a Sunday night game, and they're saying that Kittle is going to be a game time decision. So it's going to be like that. That's where I would be, though, is I would try and figure out whether I believed Kittle was going to play. And if I believed Kittle was going to play, I would play Purdy. Like he did it last year. He's doing it again this year. I think he's been top 5 weeks 15 and 16.
Oh, he's been amazing.
But Lawrence has been amazing too. It's just that Purdy has a little longer of a track record of being consistent than Lawrence does. And so, like, I think if you're somebody who's been like who's gotten like a good start or two out of Lawrence, you still kind of feel like he could pull the rug out from under you. And and also just the Jaguars' offense, the pieces of it, like all of it is less trustworthy than what you got going on in San Francisco.
Feel like you can trust
and me personally, I believe San Francisco is marching their way to the number 1 seed. I think everything just opened up perfectly for them, and they're going to take it.
He says he's playing against Kittle.
Well, then you definitely want to play Purdy.
I don't know. I'd be a little bit more on the Trevor Lawrence side, but then again, like when you're talking just like who can you really depend on?
It's for your championship. Who do you trust?
Yeah.
And so I would trust Purdy, and that's coming from somebody who like 2 years ago, Purdy, like I started Purdy in week 16 when he threw 5 interceptions against the Ravens 2 years ago. So, but I don't think that's going to happen this weekend.
Yeah, and to the next one, as far as Schultz or Warren, I know that Schultz doesn't have a great matchup this week, but Schultz seems to be doing it no matter what the matchup, whether he's pulling in a touchdown, 4 or 5 catches.
He's someone he
seems to be super solid.
So yeah, if you're worried about.
And Tyler Warren,
I would start Schultz over Warren this weekend.
Even with Phillip Rivers like looking better last week, I'm like he still doesn't have that connection with Warren yet. I can't remember what the target to reception ratio was, but it was not good. I think Schultz is the sure thing. Now, if you really just like you're a long shot, you're down by a bunch, maybe you start Warren then, because maybe he has a higher upside. But even then, I'd be scared to do that. Devontae Smith or Drake
I just like the
London.
matchup better. I feel like the Jags defense could really shut down the Colts, and you could just be staring all day at Warren with like 2 or 3 targets, just hoping that something happens. Whereas I'm confident in what the Texans have been doing. I don't think that's going to be a high scoring game. So like I like the defensive order. I like the Jags, and then I like the Chargers. But I feel like Dalton Schultz is more of a guarantee than Tyler Warren.
for sure.
Like I feel like you're just hoping for a touchdown with Tyler Warren.
And then so Devontae Smith or Drake London,
I'd start London.
I would too, and that's despite last week's tremendous disappointment. Which, believe me, one of my players very disappointed. But I would still be anxious to start him this week. I think that Kirk can still kind of get it to him. I think last week was just
He's
the
played
first
all
week
right.
back. So he's playing better than I thought he would. Quite honestly, like I dropped him in.
It's
Dynasty,
still the same problem that we were talking about Phil Rivers having, where it's just the ball takes forever to get there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wouldn't be excited about him next year. And then his last one is Jags, Chargers, Packers defense.
And I would start the Jags. I'm worried about the Packers, like just the whole thing. Like Jordan Love's not going to start. Man, the wheels could just fall off, and it's crazy because they're guaranteed to make the playoffs. But it
looks
now.
like Jordan's probably going to be back.
Right. I'm just saying, like it's just the whole thing though feels bad. Everything that's going on in Green Bay feels bad. Jacobs has been unhealthy the last few weeks. He's been a game time decision a couple of times.
They've already said he's playing this week.
Right. I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm just saying the vibes in Green Bay are not very
But look
good.
on the other side with Baltimore. Lamar Jackson's out.
Right, but there's no Micah Parsons anymore. That's the thing about the Packers is that without Micah Parsons, they're just
Okay, spoiler alert. Who are you taking in this game? I mean, I'm taking the Packers
I'm actually
by a
picking
lot.
the Ravens.
Wow. Okay, I was sensing that about. I was like, are you actually picking
because
the
I'm
Ravens
still
here?
because I still think that the AFC North comes down to next weekend.
I don't. And you know, a little biased here. You know, I mean, obviously a Steelers fan, so you know, I think and hope
Dude,
that
Myles Garrett's going to break that
record.
record on Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be great. It's going to be like it's going to be just like when Brett Favre slid in front of Michael Strahan. Oh, dude. Okay, so if we've answered his questions,
Jags.
Do we do that?
Defense.
Do we get them all?
Hold on.
because I'd like to.
got
Be,
a follow-up.
oh, yeah, there's another follow up. All
Okay.
right. What is it?
And
Is I'm
Jags-
down 17 in terms. I'm
I
down
take the Packers
17 in
defense there,
terms
just so you know.
of projections. Okay, yeah, he's down 17 in
projected to
terms
lose
of
by
projections.
20. Okay.
I think Fairbarn can dig me out. Then gotta pray JT and Bijan don't break out. And
Oh
Puka
boy, that's a
balls.
tough prayer.
He's got Puka.
Like, oh, you got Puka, okay. But yeah, so Puka and Bijan are going to cancel each other out, and like you're just kind of hoping that things kind of continue the way they have been with JT, where he's more like an RB2,
Right.
and that's the way it's been for the last 5 weeks or so.
Good old Phillip.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, Daniel Jones going down just wrecked
for sure.
wrecked everything. It wrecked Tyler Warren. It wrecked
absolute
John
disaster.
Taylor. Like it wrecked Michael Pittman. Like it just it
Rick
was-
Bad Man's bunch,
yeah.
my team.
Yeah, it was just right. It just anybody who was invested, who had been riding high on Colts offensive players because it was unexpected and you got them cheap.
Yep.
Oh, the balloon burst. That's what happened.
Just the right time.
So, moving on. Let's move on to NFL conspiracies. Okay.
Wait, did we answer the question?
I think we did.
Yeah, I think we
Okay,
did.
cool.
So I saw this little clip, and it's just this stuff always interests me. It was third down in the Lions game. I think it was like on. I can't remember if it was on their last drive or not. And you see, the camera is on the.
Hey, no problem, Smarty. We like answering questions.
Yes, please. Any questions you have, bring them on.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe or you'll never find us again. We have our Pick'em League in the description. You can join us in the Pick'em League too.
The camera's on
lot of fun.
one of the chain gang members, the guy holding the marker to move, and there's an NFL person, like you don't know what this guy's job is. He's just obviously wearing NFL, gear, and it looks like the guy with the marker is asking him a question, and his response is the sign for false start. Go to the field, and it's like 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, something like that. And the result of the play is a Lions false start.
Okay.
And it happens. So like the guy makes this gesture to the guy holding the fucking field marker before the play happens. It's not him telling him what happened on the play.
I get it. but-
So that I'm just There's a lot of stuff, man, that happens.
Why would he do it to the field marker?
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't affect.
The guy
anything.
asked. The guy, he was the one whose job it would be to move
Right.
and remark. So, like, if you were somebody who was doing a job and you knew there was something coming in front, but you had forgotten what it was, but you knew the guy standing next to you had the answer, like, it would just be human nature to ask, if you were like, felt like you wanted to know that information, to ask him. And
I would think if there was a conspiracy theory out there about this, they would leave the field markers out of it. The people running the field markers.
so that is something that it's so the chain gang existing is not necessary anymore.
I think they're getting eliminated next year.
The only reason to me that it still exists is because of unionized workers. That's it.
If I remember right, next year they're going to still be on the field for now, but not relevant.
But they don't
because
use
everything's
that
gonna be done
anymore. They don't
electronically.
use the chains anymore.
Right.
They have chips in the ball.
They
So,
did
like,
a computer thing. I
It's
saw
it's
it
a
one
digital.
time.
Yeah. So anytime there's going to be,
I didn't even agree with it. I was
anytime
like,
they would pull the
chip
chains
seems
out
off.
and put it in front of the football or whatever, we see a digital show on display on TV now, because they don't need them anymore. They're not necessary.
I mean, if they've been doing it for tennis,
Yeah,
The-
right.
The tennis
for
balls
sure,
for a long
Yeah.
time.
for a long time they've
Long
been doing
time.
that to look at the baseline shots.
And and like I was saying, like, to me, it's just because, like, they've probably got a lot of overhead that is difficult to just offload. You know, they can't just go, okay, we don't need you anymore. You know, because they've got contracts.
I don't know, man. That one doesn't sound super conspiracy theory.
No.
No.
I wasn't
like,
trying to go. I wasn't trying to go deep on that. I was just curious if you guys had seen
I
it
hadn't even
and
heard
what
it,
and what you
yeah.
guys thought about that. Because, like, and the reason I bring it up is because I have really had the feeling lately like some of these fucking games are manufactured to go to overtime. I really
There's
have.
a lot of overtime
There's been
games.
so many, dude. It's so many. I just don't remember football always going to overtime like that. Like, I feel like overtime used to be rare, and it's not anymore at all. You have like a handful of games every week that go to overtime.
That's not true.
It is true.
Can you look up how many overtimes we've?
I'm gonna
we've had this
try.
year? Yeah.
Like, last week we had
my
4 or 5.
my guess is it's less than once a week.
Oh no! Oh, you're way off. I would guess it's 3+.
Wow. See, I mean, this is.
I think you're
That's-
not. I think you're not
no.
realizing how many go to overtime. I really, yeah. I think
Okay, I'm curious to the answer then, because you're saying that there's been like 48 overtime games. There has. I'm thinking like 16, 17.
between 14 and 20 overtime games.
Oh. So like there's 6 or 7 or
14 to 20 in a season.
Per
14, okay, so like about 1%, yeah.
more this year.
okay,
So,
but
yeah.
not 3. Your 3 times numbers got to be way off though. My guess is
There's
would
only
be.
been 14 so
There
far.
we go. It just seems like more because they've been in important times and you notice them more. It's the nature of the beast, man.
But I mean, it
they
makes
stick out in your brain.
It makes mistakes though. So, like, I feel that's got to be off. And maybe, and you know what, the other thing is, maybe it's just because they've all been on prime time.
Well, and that's what I'm
Or
saying.
we're watching the games a lot closer.
Or they're important to you. There's so many
Yeah.
reasons, and those games stick out. And when it happens, there's 2 in a week, or that happens 2 weeks in a row, or whatever. You're like, oh my god, this is happening all the time, and your brain tells you that. But in actuality, not so much. Yeah, I noticed that stuff in poker a lot too. That kind of thing. It's just people remember their wins or.
The bad beats are usually more memorable than the big wins. But
And you work in a casino, so you see the same people come back and losing their money because they had that one big win, and they think big win is the norm. And
Like if somebody wins big, I guarantee you I will see them again soon. That's for sure. Probably this week. All right, so we ready to
I think
picking?
so. I mean, it's already what
It is pretty
9:30.
late. Yeah.
Almost 9:30. We haven't even started. Okay, so first game up is Houston at LA Chargers. Houston's only plus 1.5. Over unders 39.5 and plus 105 if you're betting on the Texans.
Playoff rematch from last year, but this time it's in LA. I think it's going to be the same result, though. I think the Texans will win this game.
I got Texans.
Let's see. What's the Charger situation for the playoffs? Do you know? I mean, obviously they're playing.
They're going to be in, but they are still trailing Denver
And
by
so
one
they're
game.
still going for seeds. And then Houston, is Houston still trying to get in, or are they?
in their division.
They are. Okay.
Yeah, they are looking better as other teams have faded in the AFC.
Oh, very true.
And I think they can lock up a spot with a win. But I'm pretty sure the way things are lining up, they need Jacksonville to lose this weekend in order to be alive for the division. I think if Jacksonville wins this week, they win the division.
And when does? Oh, well, at least they play before Jacksonville, so they have to be playing. So that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Houston here too. But man, this is such a coin flip. I wouldn't want to bet on this one.
All right. So next up,
It's going to be fun to watch, though. This is one of my favorite games of the weekend. For sure.
Agreed.
Baltimore at Green Bay. Baltimore's plus 3. Over unders 38.5. Plus 145 if you're betting on Baltimore. Minus 175 if you're betting on the Packers. And we kind of talked about this one already. I am going Packers. I just don't think, losing a quarterback is comparable to losing somebody on the defense.
Yeah, like I said, without Lamar Jackson playing, I can't see them competing with Green Bay this week.
Is Lamar out?
Yeah.
Did they announce him? Well, Tyler Huntley is better than
They
Malik
said
Willis.
doubtful, but no, he's out.
Tyler Huntley is still a better quarterback than Malik Willis.
Okay, I thought you were going to say Lamar Jackson. I was like, really?
No, and they have Derrick.
I thought he was going with that direction too.
Yeah, I like Baltimore more than I like Green Bay right now. I do not like what's going on in Green Bay right now.
I do feel like this is one of those picks you're going to change on Sunday before the game
Yeah,
starts.
and everything is trending towards Jordan Love playing this weekend. But if Jordan Love
No, he's
does
out.
not play this weekend,
No, he's out.
What?
Who's the backup?
Are you sure?
Pretty sure he was announced to be out.
I have not seen that. If so, that's not what I've been.
It happens. Things get missed.
Absolutely.
Well, who's his backup?
Malik Willis. That's
Yeah,
why I was
yeah,
talking
that's what
about.
he was saying, and I was like, wait,
yeah.
Wow, he is out.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
What's he out
Breaking news. Shoulder and
Concussion.
concussion.
That's right. You got hit hard, huh?
Yeah, you did. He decided to headbutt a 300-pound man's knee.
Did you start Love? Somebody started Love, and it ruined
It
that.
was
You did. It was
him.
him.
It
Okay, yeah.
was him.
I saw that. I was like,
you can throw more
oh,
salt in the wound
Brian.
if you want to, brother. Like, I'll give you some salt.
So Smarty wants to know if picking up Hunter Henry, the play over Schultz and Warren.
Ooh, yeah, I can understand why you feel that way based on last week, but I don't feel as good about it this weekend.
Well, who's
I think
the
they're
Patriots playing?
They're playing. It's either the Dolphins or the Jets.
It was the Jets.
It might be the Jets.
Hold on, I'm looking up Henry right now.
I think it is the Jets. They're playing at the Jets. Yeah, I don't hate it.
Yeah. Okay, Jets, one of the worst defenses in the NFL
Like,
versus the tight end position.
There's going to be. You figure
Yeah,
that the New England
so-
offense is going to score more points.
But they're going to just start running the ball at some point.
But they might not have Travion Henderson. So that's for me. I think that's probably what my decision would come down to, is if Henderson plays, I probably just lean Dalton Schultz, and if Henderson doesn't play, they're probably going to have to score more points out of the passing game, and then I would play Hunter Henry.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. That sounds perfect to me. And I don't think Henderson is going to play this weekend. Like, it's
I don't
still
think
possible,
so either.
But
And
I
in my
really don't think he's
championship
gonna
week,
play.
last week I had some duds to just drop for nothing, and just picked up Ramondre
Yeah.
for nothing. I had no plan. Didn't think he was going to do anything, and then now I'm going to start him in my championship weekend. So it feels pretty good.
I've got a big, would you start Hunter Henry? Or, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the question here. Not Hunter. Would you start Omari and Hampton or Stevenson?
Oh, I'd start Ramondre if there's no Henderson against the Jets.
Over.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think so too. God, it feels bad to do though, man.
That's fantasy football, baby.
Yeah.
I would just caution that
I'm still worried
Hunter
about this.
Henry, because if Patriots get up by a
Like
lot,
I'm just hoping that people don't get the wrong idea about
Playing
the
the
Chargers
Jets.
offense based on what they did against the Cowboys, because that was a checked out Cowboys defense. They did not play very well at all.
And one thing on the Hunter Henry thing is I would say that yes, like if they get ahead, like it might be through Hunter Henry for starters because they're so bad against tight ends. And if they don't, like it could be like they're not worried about hurting Hunter Henry. I don't
Right.
think. He's not
That's
that
funny.
integral a part. Like
there you go.
he's good. Like he's a part of their offense, but it's not like he's one of their stars or anything. So I think if it gets a little bit later on, like he's just gonna get peppered with targets. Like here, get the first downs. Let's get this game over with. So honestly, I really like the Hunter Henry play there, and I'm a little biased there. I do have Hunter Henry in one league, and it's like every time I start him, it seems to be the right time. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, and
That's good because that's
time,
not a lot of people's experience with Hunter Henry.
But that time is when it's like they've got that green matchup.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, when they're up against that defense that gives it up to the tight end, he just shows up. So I kind of like Hunter. I like Hunter Henry there. And
There you go.
yeah.
do it.
So Smarty, I guess last week got 190.
Yeah.
Nice.
But he's only projected for 117 this week.
I was
No.
gonna say-
Yeah, but
Sounds
yeah,
like
but
one
when
of the
you
teams that beat me
but when
last
you
week.
scored 190, you probably were
bastard.
projected for like 135 or 140 or something like that. So
So next up, we
when
got
you score 190, you're never projected for 190.
No, for sure. And none of my opponents were projected for the 180 or whatever they scored. And like I say, he sounds like one of my opponents from last week, and I kind of don't like him anymore.
You
Next up is
he
Seahawks
doesn't
at
mean that.
Panthers.
He does. He does.
A little bit.
He's very salty.
I am very
He's
salty.
He's a salty Brian. He's 1/3 of the way to a good shot of tequila.
Just take one.
Next, tequila,
got-
salt, and lime.
You
keep
drove,
reminding
huh?
me,
You drove?
I'm trying to resist.
All right, next
Don't
up is
resist.
Seahawks at
Don't
Panthers.
resist.
He could drive your car. Seahawks at Panthers. Seahawks are -7. Over under is 42.5. -380 if you're betting on the Seahawks. +300 if you're betting on the Panthers.
Here's another one of those games
This
I
is
do
one of those
not
games,
want to
dude.
touch,
It's-
man.
Yeah, because those Panthers are weird.
Dude, so weird. Like whenever you expect them to dominate the other team, they lose. And
picked
then
the
you're
Saints
like,
to beat
well,
them.
they must not be very good. They're gonna lose. Oh, they dominated the other team. Like, what the heck? Who are they?
Right.
It just doesn't make sense.
No, and it's just looking at it, and it's like, the thing that makes me not want to pick the Panthers in this one is like, it doesn't matter if the Seahawks win or not. So,
Oh, it doesn't?
no, not really.
That was one of the things I needed to ask about.
They still need to win next week because they play
So,
they play
the
San
only thing that
Francisco.
matters
They
is
have
next
to go
week.
to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like, so if San Francisco loses, I guess is, there's that. But the Niners, who are the Niners playing this weekend?
They are.
I know they're at home.
Oh well, Chicago.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Home
yeah.
versus Chicago.
So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. They're gonna handle the Bears.
Like, why do you sound so confident? Like, we're not on that game yet, but I mean, those are two 11-4 teams, and Chicago's
The
on
Bears
fire.
are not a tradition. The Bears don't deserve to be 11-4.
I totally agree, but
That's why.
they are.
That's it. The Bears are more like a 7-6 team. What would that be? 8-6, 8-7. Like that, to me, they are.
Bears fans need to get on.
They're
that now.
they're scrappy, but they are just.
I love how that's become the ultimate insult
Yeah.
on this on this podcast. Scrappy.
They're feisty. They're a spicy team.
That's funny.
They're interesting, but the 49ers are a machine. They're one of 6 teams in the NFL that you don't want to play.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter whether they have all their horses or not. You know that the system is so strong that they're going to give you a good game.
Yeah.
Like
You don't even really think of them this
how-
year as one of the powerhouse teams. Like,
because
they were
Mac
just,
Jones started so many games.
right, and they were
And
just kind of in the
they had
background for so
many
long,
injuries,
and
many
now they're
injuries.
about to
Their
be the
two-
number one in
Their
their
two
division.
best defensive players are on IR
That-
and have been on IR for 10 weeks.
Right. Yeah. No, they're very impressive.
It's wild. Shanahan deserves
Some of that, I agree. He deserves all kinds of credit, but it feels like the Niners are going to let down in the playoffs.
I don't think so. Oh, in the playoffs, maybe.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, maybe, because I still don't trust their defense.
Yeah, exactly.
And they made that. We're not on them right now, so let's not talk too much
I guess we did change.
But, so like the Seahawks though, but Sam Darnold still scares the crap out of me,
and will always. You never know when he's going to see those ghosts.
I shouldn't say Sam Darnold scares the crap out of me. Like, watching him is one of the most fun things you can do in football, because you don't know. Like, he could go out there and be like 20 for 25 with 5 touchdowns, or he could go out there and be like 12 of 30 with 5 interceptions and get sacked 8 times. You really don't know when the lights are brightest with Sam Darnold. So that's enjoyable, but like the idea of betting on Sam Darnold is terrifying.
Agreed. Well, and you saying this game does not matter for them, to me that matters a bunch. I mean, they might be sitting some people in that normally would play in case, give them some rest.
I don't think they're going to play that way, though. I don't think, because they could still win the division. Like, if, theoretically. If the Rams and the 49ers lost and they won, they could win the division. So I think they're going to go out there and give them a good game. And because of that, like, the Seahawks are a better football team. And they should win. They should win.
Right. Which means Carolina's going to win.
Right.
Give me Carolina. Give me Carolina, baby.
And just
I want to pick with you, but I don't have that kind of luck. No. So I'm going Seahawks.
Well, you stay with your high percentage picks this year, because they've been working for you. Yeah, if you guys have not been following, Ray is completely dominating in the picks segment this year.
Yeah, it is over. We got to start having like a trophy
for that.
For picks.
Have a little something going around.
I'm down. I'll start losing. With something there for me to win, I'll start losing. But yeah, I'm down for that. All right. So
what's next?
Well, I pick in Seahawks. You're picking Carolina. You're picking Seahawks. Mm-hmm. Next up is Arizona at the Bengals. Let me find their line real quick. There it is. Arizona's +7. Over-under's 53.5. +280 if you're betting on the Cardinals, and -355 if you're betting on the Bengals.
And what's crazy is it's such a big point spread when it's two teams that have nothing to prove, nothing to win. Like, both teams should be trying to lose, but everyone has the feeling that the Bengals are trying to win with Joe Burrow. And everyone feels like, who cares with the Cardinals?
Well, Joe Burrow doesn't care. He's not going to go out there and try to lose.
And he said that, and he's a good player, and he's got his weapons. Like, this is a playoff team.
Why couldn't you have done that in Week 15, Joe?
Yeah.
Where were you in Week 15? Like, we would still be fighting if you had done that in Week 15. We would have gotten there.
Well, and I think the point is he is still fighting, and so that's why they're favored by so much. And
but he didn't.
I do like the Bengals
against Baltimore, they just completely whiffed. Like, it was
that's a divisional game where
Baltimore
knows him really well.
That is by far the worst game Joe Burrow has ever played against Baltimore.
I agree.
He has lit them up throughout his career. So, like, I mean,
it's a weird
God
thing.
help Baltimore next year against Joe Burrow, because there's no way that he's going to let that happen again. But yeah, he's definitely got one to put up. Every time he goes to play against them, like, remind himself of a stat line, that he never wants to have happen again. He's got one now.
Yeah.
He's got one now. But not this weekend. This weekend, Joe Burrow QB1.
So we got a Post-its note here. I'm just reading it. It's Houston beats KC in the playoffs.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah.
That was Ken's. I don't remember.
There was no bet.
There was no bet.
There was no
Okay,
bet.
Prediction. Yeah, I didn't have a
But
bet.
who had Houston?
I
did, right?
He predicted Houston would beat Kansas City.
And then
I see.
I'm going through the post.
And I was like, yeah, put that one on the board.
right now,
that's funny.
you should go take another shot.
I think he's trying to say I should load shots. Does everybody need one or what?
And a beer.
You got it.
And then you already paid off that bet.
I did.
This one is what?
Oh, him, the division. Yes, he did.
And then this one.
Oh, I paid that one.
Okay, so
that was a habit. That was a Shooter Sanders, and it's funny because while he came up an interception short of hitting the mark that week, he scored like 42 points the next week and was QB1 on the weekend. It could be 2 actually, I think, because Josh Allen scored 50. But yeah, I like Shooter Sanders long term. I'm trying in my super flex dynasty leagues. I'm trying very hard to get him.
So in talking Cardinals and Bengals, I zoned out. You guys are who you guys?
I'm not the Cardinals. They're terrible. Like if you want
Bengals.
yeah, if you want to play, you want to talk about the Cardinals for fantasy football. Like you're still going to start Jacoby Brissett, even though he came up short last week. You're still going to start Trey McBride. The gig is up for Michael Wilson with his 3. I think it was 3 targets last week. It was bad. It was really bad. And so, yeah, I guess that's just what it is. Is like if Marvin Harrison is healthy, you can't start Michael Wilson, which is the weirdest thing in the world.
Right?
It is so weird.
Because Michael Wilson has been so much better.
To have a guy be so dominant while a guy is out and then just be nothing.
Yeah.
When he comes back, it's bizarre. And it's like I think people would have expected more of a situation like that to have happened in Dallas with CD and Pickens, when Pickens was out, like Pickens takes over and then CD comes back and just like diminishes Pickens, and that didn't happen at all. But like a situation like this where it's like Marvin Harrison's in his 2nd year, he hasn't like completely broken out in a way where you couldn't still feature somebody else and find out if that guy maybe had a higher ceiling. And Mike Wilson has also looked like a stud.
And honestly, I'd want to see if he is that stud. You know what I mean? If I'm that coach, if I'm that owner, like find out who this guy is for next season, so that way we know what we're approaching next season. Do we have 2 stud wide receivers? Do we have a 1A and 1B?
They're coming up on like Michael Wilson's in his 3rd year, so next year is the last year they have under control for him. They got to figure that out.
Yeah,
they have to figure out if they want to pay him or not.
Well. Yeah, and just draft picks and like just that offense is like, okay, we have 2 amazing receivers. We can, work on the rest. Whew. Anyway.
Next up, Pittsburgh's at the Browns. Pittsburgh is only -3. Over-under is 34.5. -180 if you're betting on the Steelers, +150 if you're betting on the Browns. Why is the Steelers only -3?
I was going to say, I love that you pointed out the only -3 because why the heck is it only -3? Divisional games, that definitely closes the point spread by a few points. So that means something. But, yeah, like, do they know something we don't know? Because this should be a much higher spread than this.
Did Metcalf get suspended for all the shenanigans?
He did. He got a 2-game suspension.
So let me ask you. I got to
ask
ask you this. Based on how the Steelers were playing this season, right?
Mm-hmm.
4 weeks ago, would you have projected them to finish 11-6?
No. 4 weeks ago, no.
10-7 would have
been. Like, honestly, yeah.
10-7 would have been a dream, right?
Yes.
Right. And I still kind of feel like it's going to end up that way. And I don't know why.
Not to the Browns.
But I don't. Yeah. I don't think they're going to lose to the Ravens. I think they'll beat the Ravens because I
lose to the.
And I think I said this a while back that I've just saw like Baltimore and Pittsburgh week 18 as being the AFC North championship game.
And everybody.
And I had a dream of the Bengals getting in the way, but there have been things both ways where like for a while the Steelers were up and the Bengals were way down and the Bengals the Ravens and the Ravens caught fire and the Steelers were faltering and it kind of looked like the Ravens were just going to take over. And so, like, but they've done this weave back and forth, and I still feel like they are lined up for Week 18 AFC North de facto championship.
But here's the problem with that: is that the heart has been taken out of Baltimore. Baltimore just doesn't feel like they have the heart to play anymore. They know they're out of it. They're done. Now Lamar's out. I honestly think they get their clock clean this weekend. They're just going to get crushed. And, and then the Steelers don't even have to play Aaron Rodgers this weekend. So, we might lose to the Browns, but it's because we're going to sit all our starters.
Like, if Jordan Love was playing, I'd be like, well, maybe. But, like, Malik Willis playing for the Packers, I just don't.
He's played well for the Packers.
No, he's played decently. But
No. I remember the Malik Willis from Tennessee, and I'm just like, this guy is trash. How is he still in the NFL? But anytime he is subbed in Green Bay, I can't believe how good this guy's looked. And I'm not necessarily talking numbers. I'm talking gameplay, like not
he's
turning the ball over, doing well.
To me, it's comparable to what they've got in Baltimore with Tyler Huntley. It's just that Tyler Huntley has a little more experience and has also made a Pro Bowl.
It's some BS, but okay.
I love bringing that up
because it's funny. Because it's a joke.
It's so funny. But anyway, but Tyler Huntley is to me like a very much like a Tyrod Taylor, a professional quarterback.
I think that is a very good comp.
And I don't think Malik Willis has reached that status yet. I think he has shown
He's
signs
not hit or miss. He's
that
more.
I think he's shown signs.
I was going to say Jameis Winston is a bad comp, but it's but the hit or miss part of it.
Right,
he's very hit or miss.
He hasn't shown the ceiling of a Jameis Winston though.
Not the fantasy ceiling, but he has shown some very good. He's had some very good NFL games.
Anyway, for this game though, man, could you imagine being like in your semifinal match and having both Jalen Warren and Ken Gainwell on your roster?
Which one to start?
Right.
Yeah,
well, and then going, you know what? Screw it. I'll start both of them. And instead of like some other middling,
that's a dream situation.
Some other, but that's the thing though, is like if you had both of them, it's highly likely that you'd also be in a position where you could start both of them, because it's unlikely that you have like two running backs that are like far and above both of them.
Well, because I'm just saying because you could have gotten those two running backs very late.
Right, you could, depending on your strategy and how everything played out. I'm just saying, like, if you were somebody who ended up with both of those guys on your roster, you're probably also somebody who could have started them both. And so I imagine there were some people that did. And man, how good does that guy feel this week?
For sure.
Right?
Jeez.
That is crazy. Crazy. Against the Lions defense. Like a top 5 fantasy defense? Run defense.
Oh my God.
Like no, they've been beatable in the air all year. But against running backs, they've been very good. So it was like I didn't start Warren.
Don't blame you.
Like, and I mean, now I was only playing for like for pride against somebody that I just wanted to beat, but still, like I was not excited. Yeah,
I get it.
I was not excited about starting Warren, and so for them to both go off is just insane. And so like, the Cleveland defense can't scare you, like if you because they've actually been middle against running backs,
right. And with that offense that's been sputtering has not been what.
So I would still start. I would start both of them. Like if I had them both, like I wouldn't want either of them on my bench.
And obviously it depends on who your options
are. But they've been, I mentioned this a couple weeks ago.
One of them in your flex. Which one do you start?
If I could only play one, I'd probably play Jalen Warren in this game because I expect them to be playing from ahead.
I agree.
And so it's unlikely that Gainwell gets like 8 targets or something like that.
Well, and here's the thing too, is it's very likely the Ravens lose. And the Steelers have nothing to play for. And so if they have nothing to play for, are they going to
start Johnson?
Caleb Johnson might be the guy this week.
Yeah, well, pay attention.
You might not want to play either of our running backs, and you might want to start Caleb Johnson.
That is real good advice. So, like if you're somebody who's starting Pittsburgh running backs this weekend, watch what's going on because if the Steelers get named the AFC North champions before they have to play Johnson. I would.
Well, I don't know if like
for my championship. I would do it. Like
that would be an option, but I don't know if I'd have that kind of stones to play that. But I'd certainly be pulling back on Gainwell and pulling back on.
And
Warren.
We're talking about a flex start.
Yeah.
Okay. So like if you're getting cold feet on your flex start, all kinds of guys become great options.
Yeah.
Right.
Too true.
Right.
Too true.
Okay. So like just saying, if that happens, like. Man, Caleb Johnson's a really good start, and they have played him more. Like.
I don't think he's gotten more than 3 carries.
No. I'm not talking about the work.
No,
They have had him in the game,
proving his worth.
More situations, like making sure to get him work. Like that's one thing that like because I've been paying close attention to Caleb Johnson all year, waiting for this to happen. they have kept him involved. So like, whereas like fantasy wise, if his value is down, I'm still not down on him as a prospect and as a player like long term, because he is obviously someone that they are trying to keep involved.
Yes.
Yeah, and make sure that they're moving along.
Yeah, and if you're in a dynasty league and you can like pick him up, Caleb Johnson, if you can pick him up as like an off. Just a throw in a trade or something like that.
What's Gainwell's contract situation? Because I know Warren's up. Warren is not under contract for 2026. But I can't remember if Gainwell signed a 1 year. I think he was a 1 year. So yeah. I think Caleb Johnson, unless they draft another running back, is looking at a huge increase in workload next year.
Well, and next year I expect to have 2 of these 3 running backs. I don't expect to have
all right. I would expect it to be Gainwell, not Warren, because Warren's younger. He's going to be more expensive.
We have a cap situation where I don't think that's a problem, so it's more who we want to keep. But
I like Gainwell.
Worst case scenario, we might bring back all 3 next year.
That would be bad for fantasy football.
That would suck for fantasy, but I mean, I think that might be good
for Steelers fans. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Like anytime those 3-headed monsters, when it becomes a 3-headed monster, those are the true unstoppable running attacks.
So I'm taking the Steelers this week.
I'm going to pick the Browns.
Good for you.
Which means Baltimore's going to win or lose.
Well, I'm gonna pick the Steelers just because at this point in the season, like this is where Aaron Rodgers shines. He's ran the table once before.
Yep.
So yeah,
it's just a matter of whether he plays or not.
Right. Also, Aaron Rodgers is a really smart guy. So like he's a pick your battles type of dude.
I've been very impressed with him this year.
What I've just reminded of right now while we're talking about it is and the fact that the Steelers could be like coasting in this game is the play where I think it was the Steelers were playing the Bengals and he threw a touchdown pass and one of his offensive tackle
comes and tackles
and he was so pissed. He was so unbelievably mad at his own guy. Like another one of their teammates stepped in between them and held him back from going and getting the guy's face.
And just a couple days later, he comes out and it's like, we're all good. Like everything's fine. Right. It's just like I had to explain to him. I'm 40-something years old. Yeah. You can't be doing that to me. You got to treat me like I'm a little older, bro.
Yeah,
come on.
And so I bring that up to say that Aaron Rodgers may be in check down mode.
Honestly, I don't think he's going to play. But.
Right, and or that. Like if they win, he won't.
Right.
Like if they have the North locked up before they start that game, he will not play.
No way.
It will absolutely be Mason Rudolph. Yes, and sit everybody at that point.
100%.
Everybody. Yeah, don't start anybody.
Nope.
That part of the season. Maybe we should start the championship
in week 16.
Week 16.
Yeah. So week 16 used to be the championship weekend.
Well, and
now it's still kind of the same thing. Like they stretched it out to 17 games, but the actual effect of like importance hasn't changed. Like it's like I hate the odd game schedule. They really need to fix it because it doesn't synergize well with anything. It's made everything weird. I feel like these last 2 weeks are just like we're barely paying attention because it's mostly for seeding because you have like I think so in the AFC I think there's like 3 teams that still have a shot to make the last playoff spot.
Yeah. And
in the NFC it's 2.
That's what I'm saying. I like Ray's point. I mean, maybe we should just have our championship in 16.
No,
a week earlier than everybody else. I'm
rule
really
committee
warming on
starting
the idea
in the off season. So we'll talk about that.
It sucks to lose that extra week of fantasy because you want to be playing fantasy as long as possible.
Right.
I get that. But you don't want championship week to be, well, I don't even know if my guy's going to play or not, which has always been week 18 or 17 or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
but
traditionally it was week 17. It was the last week. But now it feels like
the extended schedule and
it's
everything,
expanded.
Now week 17 has a lot of irrelevant games.
And it feels like it's even worse than that because it feels like teams are shutting it down sooner. Like
Yeah.
they're figuring out faster because there's
It's
a
time to tank.
there's a longer season, there's more games. It's easier to tell early on if you're dead or not.
It's time to put Brock Bowers on IR.
And
That
Max,
made me laugh so much.
they shut down Max Crosby too. Max Crosby said, "Fuck you guys, I'm out of here." Like he left the building.
Did he really?
Yes. Well, I'm not coming to work then.
And they're like, "Cool, we'll still pay you. Just don't come on Sunday."
And it's like, what are we doing? What are we
Yeah,
doing?
we do need to figure something out for the tanking in the NFL. You're right.
Well,
It's
so
almost
here's
like
it's funny.
fantasy
It's
tanking.
funny that you
gotta
say that
Figure out a way to prevent it.
because this happens in. It hasn't traditionally been a problem in football. Traditionally in football, what happens is that you have a couple of teams that you kind of expect to be bad going into the season, and then they are. They're really, and then they're joined by a couple of other teams that you thought maybe could have been good, and then it didn't work out. And then it's a couple of teams that you thought were going to be good, and then things went really bad. But usually there's not a whole lot of tanking. And I feel like over the last couple of years, and especially since the shift to 17 games, there has been a lot more tanking early on in the season with teams just like throwing in the towel. And like this year with the Jets, with Garrett Wilson. If the Jets were a team that was 10-5 right now, Garrett Wilson would have played damn near every game. And so it has a dramatic effect on fantasy football, and it makes this stuff hard to predict.
Well,
week in, week out, it really does, because you have to have the information on what offenses are going to do as guys get injured and guys get shut down and whatever is just extremely difficult, because it doesn't, even if you're like someone like me who's watching all the games, like you watch the whole game and then at the end of the game a guy gets hurt, and then in the next week you don't have access to who they're practicing to fill in for them and what they're what exactly shifts they're making in their offensive philosophy to counteract the loss of that player, or how much the loss of that player. And that's another thing, is like so many more times now where you have guys that are good in fantasy, so good in fantasy that if they play, it's like you have to start them, and then they're decoys, for their offenses in the game, because these players, these teams, it's going to come back to it again, are so talented. They're so deeply talented at every position that the next guy up, he's really, really, really good at football. he just he's not quite as good as the other guy, but he's still really good at football. He just hasn't had the opportunity. And you don't always know who that is, because you don't you can try and figure out who the next man up is, but you really don't know unless you're somebody who watches these, like you show up to practice, for one of these teams, and you're able to go, oh yeah, no. They like to play these guys in these positions on these plays, and if this guy went down, you would think that this receiver is just going to slot up, but no, they don't want to change the rest of the way they run their offense. So what's really going to happen is this guy you don't know is going to get inserted into their offense, and he's going to get 8 targets today. And I feel like that happens so much more over the last couple of years of fantasy football, with teams doing more tanking. Like what I mentioned to him while you were out of the room was the Garrett Wilson this year. Mm-hmm. If the Jets were 10-5 right now,
he'd be back 3 weeks ago.
He would have, you'd be looking at his games played, and it would be 14 or 15.
Yeah. No, without a doubt. And I another guy on my fantasy team. I know.
Many fantasy teams. That's my point. Many fantasy teams, and for as bad as Emeka Egbigbu has been for the last two-thirds of the season, he's still a top 15 wide receiver on the season. It's so bad. It has just been so bad. It's I can't remember a season where it's just it's been so clear and obvious, the people that you had to have in order to be successful. And it's this year, if you were successful, like at running back, you probably had one of 6 guys, and at receiver, you had one of 6 guys, and at quarterback, like if that was the way that you got there, one of 2 guys.
I was gonna say it all narrowed this last
week. It was
week,
so bad.
Sure.
It was so bad. It wasn't just running backs. It wasn't just receivers this year. It was everything but tight end. Tight end was the one position where it was like, start whoever you want.
Yeah, there were, and it seems like there's different streamers every week.
Like
There's a lot of,
Brian and I are in a tank off championship this weekend, and now that we're there, I did want to bring this up, like, bro, come on.
What?
He started okay. So here are the rules of the tank off. Your guy has to reasonably be expected to score points. Brian has like 4 players in his starting lineup right now that are projected for higher than 0, but have not played football in multiple weeks.
Tanking, baby. That's
ethics,
within the rules, baby.
Ethics,
within the rules. Like, this is how you tank. I put my guys on IR.
And
Brock Bowers is on IR. What do you want?
And this is why you don't have Brock Bowers in that league.
Just saying.
This is
same thing. Just I'm the Raiders.
But you know what's crazy though? Here's the thing though, is like, so when I was talking earlier about that other guy I was in a tank off with and I lost, or I won, and I looked at his team to decide, who I thought was more deserving of the high draft pick. You can have the number 1, dude. I don't care.
Oh, you think my team?
You deserve it.
Oh, like, dude, I've got the bones of a really good team.
Like you do, no, but their bone, like it's tiny, it's concentrated.
I've got like 7 players that are really good.
So the thing, I wouldn't say 7. I'd say 4. He has Justin Jefferson, and he has
Breece Hall.
I wouldn't count Breece Hall. Like, you don't know where he's going.
Count Breece Hall.
I wouldn't count him until you know where he's going.
Count Kyle Pitts, but
Kyle Pitts, I'm counting Kyle Pitts, and you have one more receiver. I keep forgetting who it is, because you have JJ and you have one other receiver that's also really good and young, but we don't know what's happening with JJ. So
Garrett Wilson.
There you go. Yes. So then you have C.J. Stroud. So to me those are the 4. I wouldn't count your running backs. I wouldn't. So
we disagree.
And here's the thing: is like, I can't put together a lineup that projects to score less than 60 points. I can't do it. His lineup with C.J. Stroud in it is projected to score 40 because he has that many holes in his lineup.
You don't even have the bones of a team, bro. Who are your bones? You don't like.
See, and this is because because you don't know prospects.
Yeah, I like my shirt
because I don't have. Well, I mean, do you when you're
really move on to
when you're at the we don't. Late. Why where do you got to be? Like,
I'm thinking more Ray over here.
So just in that league, just in my taxi squad, I have Kyle Monungai, Trey Harris, and Jack Besh, and those names probably don't mean much to you, but I'm super stoked about Trey Harris. He is on the field all the time for the Chargers now. It's more likely that Quentin Johnston comes off the field than Trey Harris at this point. He runs excellent routes. He's huge. I think he has a really bright future on that team. With Keenan Allen's going to be gone, Quentin Johnston's unlikely to come back, and then he's just more built for a number 1 role than McConkey is. McConkey is
when was
much
he drafted?
Second round.
Second round. Okay.
Yeah.
And his highest point total of the year is
I'm not really looking at that. He's got way too much competition, and there's been a lot. But if you look at what he's done lately.
But Quentin Johnston is a prospect that is had 3 or 4 years to develop.
He still does the same. Something. He still has the same problems, dude. He still drops balls all the time, and if Justin Herbert is looking for somebody on third down to catch a ball, it's honestly it's more often than you would think. It's been Trey Harris. I'm just saying.
Being
I'm
a second round
excited for him.
prospect, that gives me puts a little bit more credence on your argument. Like I agree. Like okay, second round wide receiver, they should be good. They should be contributing.
I have
Quentin
to start.
Johnston has had a breakout year. That's all I'm saying.
So, we were talking about tight ends, and it brought me to this because I'm in that league, in that tank off league. I'm starting both Tennessee Titans tight ends against you.
Okay, it's just something everybody wants to do.
Well, you would think so, except both of them have multiple top 10 finishes this year. Both of them.
So drop one and pick up like a player you can really tank with.
No. Gunnar Helm's a rookie from Texas. If you're not familiar with Gunnar Helm,
here's the thing. The reason why I'm winning this tank off is because I'm willing to cut the chaff. I'm willing to cut the 4 or 5 players at the bottom of my lineup that are absolute garbage, are never going to be anything. I can cut them, put some absolute garbage that's going to score nothing in my lineup.
Those aren't the bottom guys in my lineup. The bottom
He's
guys,
not willing to do that. He sees the gold in every player.
No. That's not it. So first of all, the bottom guys in my lineup are. I wouldn't. So this is a tight end premium.
I don't want to talk about a tank off. This is
really
getting ridiculous here. We're talking about a tank off.
Ray is absolutely right.
We're talking about a tank off.
Ray is
on a podcast.
Hey, you know what? You know what we should be because it doesn't get done enough. I honestly think it is.
I mean, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
It doesn't get so much fun. Isn't it fun?
Maybe there's a reason.
Yeah, but it's fun because we're in it. I don't think it's fun for anyone else.
No, it's still it's still fun. Like it's fun for other people to watch too. Like people do pay attention to the tank offs.
All right, guys, if you have some tank off questions, anyone who's interested in the tank offs, please let us know. I'm curious. But
it's a great way to decide the first pick.
No, I do enjoy it. Don't get me wrong.
Like, I don't mind talking about it, but
not.
when you're gonna start reading me your tank off lineup, like, come on, dude.
We were going pretty in depth.
Fun.
It's going deep.
We're going deep.
This is Dynasty, dude. This is in the trenches. This is how championships are won. Is like these decisions. Like you make these decisions to rebuild your team. And so
I'm just saying we're halfway through our picks. We got to move on.
I would like to drop Michael Carter, but I don't want to affect championship weekend. You know, like that's
somebody might pick him up.
They will. Somebody will pick him up and start him. Like I don't want to do that.
But if somebody has to start Michael Carter in the championship, like I don't see them winning.
They both
anyway.
could. They both no. There's been a lot of injuries. There's a lot of things that happen by the time you get to week 17. When you're winning championships, you're not starting exactly who you thought you were going to be starting.
I get it, but like our dynasty league guys have some like major.
Oh,
teams.
they are, and yet
loaded.
and both of them have exactly one decision where Michael Carter would be better.
Really?
Yes, you can look at it if you want to.
Okay.
And in this league, in our semifinals, all 4 teams scored 175 plus points.
Yeah.
I'm super proud of that, actually. Yeah. I am. Like, that's great. I think that is the Iron Throne is a great league.
It really is a very competitive league.
It is.
It's a tough
but
league.
There are a lot of guys in the league that, like, I do. That's the one where I answer the most like off the wall stuff and deal with the most people on a one-on-one personal basis because they've got an issue, you know, that they want to talk
problem
that they want to talk about.
We've got some rules
like
lawyers in our league.
Yeah,
these guys are real.
We've got multiple guys who've got 30 plus leagues.
But
in
that
league.
means like say they're into it. Like they're not.
I would imagine if you're in a dynasty league, you are.
Yeah.
Right.
You
should be.
You should.
You should be.
And I think in our off season, I think we should actually do an off season podcast. And I think we could probably talk more college ball. And that would impact your guys' dynasty league.
Well, I watch the college tape, but I don't necessarily.
Regardless.
I don't like watching games.
You know what I mean? Regardless.
Yeah. See, I'm really bad for college ball because I honestly don't pay attention. Right? I honestly don't pay attention until they get to the NFL. I'm good. So NFL is where, like, when they get drafted, okay, now I'm invested. And I figured that there are so many people, like, calling the draft, like, giving their opinion on the draft. Like, I feel like I can get
you remember
an overall opinion for who these guys are, at least the major prospects. based on other people's opinions, then I don't need to watch college tape and stuff. You know?
So it's relevant now, and I said it right here on this podcast that I thought Dylan Sampson for the Browns, I liked his tape better than I did Quinshon Judkins, who they drafted in the first round. And due to the injury, the savage injury that Quinshon Judkins sustained, and I mean that really sucks.
It does.
It really sucks.
Sorry.
He wasn't somebody that he was somebody that I told Brian here not to draft in the Irons, but I told you to draft Caleb Johnson instead. And one of the reasons was because I like Dylan Sampson so much. And I thought he was one of the steals of the draft that they got in like the 4th round, and he's going to have a huge run because Judkins won't play next year
At all. It was that bad.
It
I
was
thought he was going to come
It
in
was
like halfway through
the
year.
Tony Pollard Dak Prescott injury, the same one, the dislocated ankle, broken leg,
Dude.
And
like
to be-
say,
and
I
I have
hate
not
the Browns.
and also another on that real quick. Sorry, I have yet to see anybody come back from that. Because I know you're going to go somewhere else. I have yet to see anyone come back from that
Judkins.
injury.
Like it's such a tragedy because Judkins was a talent. Like I hate the Browns, but watching this year and seeing Judkins and how good he was in the games,
And he
was
looks so
playing,
much
I was
better
worried.
NFL than he did the tape that he was putting together in his rookie year was so much better than what I had seen from college.
It was
I
very impressive.
I was not a big fan of his coming out of college. I felt like it was more a product of the fact that he was on a really good team, and I liked Henderson better. They both were Ohio State guys.
Yeah, I'm just saying for 16 weeks, I've been like thoroughly depressed that I picked Caleb Johnson over Judkins.
and not now.
And now I'm like, dodged a bullet. You
Yeah.
know, and that's fantasy football. You
yeah.
just don't know.
Yeah, it's football in general. Yeah, football.
So next
let's
up,
move on.
we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Colts. Jacksonville's minus 5.5. Over is 48.5. Minus 250 for betting on the Jags. Plus 205.
I really don't like picking against Phillip Rivers because I like him so much.
I'm rooting for him. I am too.
But it's not going to be this game.
Yeah, it sucks picking against Phillip Rivers, and like I thought the Colts season was going to self-destruct whether Daniel Jones got hurt or not. Like that was my prediction, was that the Colts were not going to win the AFC South, that it was going to be the Texans the whole time.
You were saying that.
So that it doesn't, it's not as satisfying.
That it's Phillip Rivers.
You
can't claim the.
There's no satisfaction.
Yeah, you can't
There's-
claim because
yeah.
everyone's going to be
That's
like,
what- it's not
well,
even- it's
Phillip
not even-
Rivers came in. And
It's not even that
you
it's
can't
not
do
as, there is no satisfaction out of
Yeah, no.
picking against the Colts right now. But I am going to.
because people, you're picking what?
I'm picking the Jags.
Okay,
Yeah, and I got to give Ray some credit here. He has been
He's been
on
on
the
the Jags.
for
You've been-
a
yeah,
while
you've been on
now.
the Jags,
He's been
dude.
a big fan.
Good on you.
So, yeah, I mean, I got to say I have too a little bit, but I've been on his coattails. He was there first, so.
Yep.
Hell yeah. So we're all picking Jags.
Yep.
Next up, Tampa Bay at Miami. Tampa Bay's minus 6. Over under is 44.5. Minus 290 if you're betting on the Bucks. Plus 235 if you're betting on the Dolphins.
Let's go, Bucks. JPP. He's back.
Who?
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Oh, wow.
No, and
That's a name from the
and
past.
so
I forgot about that.
he's only
Wow.
36.
Only.
For a defensive end. That's,
Yeah,
That's actually no. That's
60,
not that
but-
bad, dude. Like the best pass rushers of all time have all aged really well. Like Bruce Smith at 40 was still a threat to get like 12 to 15 sacks.
They've got the moves. They've got the wilds.
They,
I get
right,
it.
and you're not, and especially like the really good ones, like you don't ask them to do all the run stopping as they
Right,
get
right.
older,
They're
and
just
they're not going to
specialty.
do that, and so like that is, like, I am excited for the Bucks their defense to have JPP. That's actually that's not the best news coming out of Tampa this week. I actually didn't think this was possible, but Kalijah Cansey just had his 21-day window activated by the Buccaneers. Oh, Kalijah Cansey is one of the top 5 defensive tackles in the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he He's the better defensive tackle on their team, and they have Vita Vea.
Gotcha.
Yes. Them getting Kalijah Cansey back is monstrous for the NFC.
And he comes back this week?
They opened his window. I don't know if
So
he'll play
probably
this
not
weekend.
this week, yeah.
And I like
But it goes to show like how desperate Tampa is. Tampa has to win, and Miami
I
is
wouldn't.
not in it.
I wouldn't say desperate. I would actually I would lean towards the other way and like say more like kind of what they kind of remind me of more is like the Steelers of the NFC, where they just kind of like they're just kind of steady. And like we've been like wanting more out of Tampa Bay than they've been giving us, but they've also kind of just been like they were really slow to bring Bucky Irving back. They didn't like what they saw from Chris Godwin, so they put him back on the shelf. They were slow with Mike Evans. Like this feels like a team that is ready for now. Like they're a veteran team. They have a really solid offense. Their offense is much younger than their defense is. Like this is a team that I still feel like if things come together right, can make noise in the playoffs.
And I agree with that. Like if things
They're
come
gonna get a
together
home
right,
game.
But dude, I don't know, man. Like they just haven't been given off good.
Fantasy wise, I agree.
Look, I think they're going to win this week. I think they are desperate. And Miami's not.
I think they
even
though they lost,
I'm not even sure about that.
What I saw from Mike Evans was like if that's the Mike Evans they're getting for the rest of this season, this is going to be a tough team to beat.
I'm going Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa this week, but
I like Tampa. Like I want to see a Tampa Bay San Francisco championship.
Wow.
So you can watch Tampa Bay get blown out.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too.
I don't think that's what would happen. I think it'd be a fun game.
That's not happening. Next up, New England
Rams
Patriots
fan over
at
here.
the New York Jets.
I agree with him. But
Hey man, I'm worried about Devontae Adams, dude. That situation really worries me.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't even know if he's playing this week.
He's not. He's
No.
not.
So
No,
they
he will
already
not
ruled
play.
him out.
I don't think he'll play to the playoffs.
No, for sure.
Okay,
But how's he hurt?
Hamstring.
Ooh.
Yep. And he's 32.
well it was definitely. I mean we could talk about this more in the Rams game if we need to, but I mean it was definitely something that was like impacted because they weren't confident throwing in the red zone to the touchdown. Like that was apparent. But it was still stupid. Next up is Patriots at the Jets. Patriots are minus 13.5. Over under is 42.5. Minus 10.50
I
for
dare
betting
you
on the
to pick the
Patriots.
Jets.
Yeah.
Plus
Pick
60
the Patriots.
plus 60.
And the
play
points.
Stevenson if you can. If you can fit him into your
Well,
lineup, Stevenson proves to be
yes,
promising.
yeah, because
other than that,
watch
just
the
move
Henderson news, but the expectation is he's not going to play.
Right.
I do not expect him to play. That doesn't make any sense. This isn't because they don't have to win this week to win their division. They can win next week and win their division.
Aren't they playing for the number 1 seed though?
They are, but I also think that they can still win that next week because I think did they play the Broncos this year? No,
I don't remember.
no, they did not. No,
Yeah, I think they want to win. It doesn't matter. They're playing the Jets.
they're going to win.
They're going to crush them. Move
Yeah.
on.
Oh, because Drake May will beat their offense. Reminds me a lot of what the Bills have going on, where it's like you just kind of trust in the quarterback. Like Drake May is going to get it done with whoever
Which is
they.
kind of funny with Drake May in his second year, but he has been. Very
He's
good.
been so good. He's been so good. I'm really excited about that kid's future.
Yeah, he survived the first year.
Poor everybody who hates the Patriots.
Next up, Saints at Titans. Saints are only minus 2.5. Over under is 39.5. Minus 142 if you're betting on the Saints. Plus 120 if you're betting on the Titans, who have been playing better
I'm gonna
now
pick
that
the
there's
Titans.
nothing on the line.
And honestly, like both teams have been playing a lot better. That's the whole thing.
Well,
It's
so
funny,
the
it's-
Titans thing, they're that team that that started that we kind of expected to be bad all year long, and they've been that, but they've also kind of just been chugging along and getting a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. And over the last month, they've been competitive with everybody.
Yeah, and I think they've won 3 in a row. So yeah, no, their quarterbacks, the quarterback play has been getting a lot better. And the thing is the same thing with the Saints. Tyler Shook has been playing really good football.
But they have no one to run the football. Like
That's true.
I wish I've been watching the Saints play a little bit more so I can call this game a little bit better. Because I'm going to go the Saints, but something tells me like I should probably pick
you
the
should
Titans,
pick the Titans
in this game.
Honestly,
just because of how hard they've been playing over the past few weeks.
It's a pretty close to 50-50 pick. Like, this is a tough one, especially the Saints being on the road. That's what makes it a 50-50.
And I brought this up earlier. Those Tennessee,
but I do think the Saints are the more quality team. I think with Shuck, that's I just think they've got a little bit more going on. I'm going to go with the Saints, but it's basically a coin flip. It's a tough one.
Me too, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans won
At
this.
all.
The Saints have some more are definitely the more veteran team. But at this point in the season, that doesn't really account for too much unless you're actually playing for something. And this is the time of the year where you're like the people who are playing hard are the people who are trying to put stuff on tape
For next year, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like the Titans have been playing with pride.
and
And
also
the
they're
Saints.
young.
Honestly, both of them.
They're young, so they're full of guys who are trying to put stuff on tape, which is why they're playing better now, because they're running against teams who are on the other side of it. Like, they're a team who has nothing to lose. They have a bunch of young guys who are trying to prove themselves, who, like, their record doesn't matter. The record doesn't matter because they are trying to earn a job. They're trying.
That's on both sides.
They're trying to. The Saints are, dude. The Saints are an old team.
Dude, they've been a bad team for a long time. They need to replace everybody.
Right? But they're not a roster that's loaded with young up and coming players. Like, the Titans have been bad for a couple of years now. So they have a lot of young players. They have very few veterans who are like have nothing to play for. Whereas like the Saints with like Alvin Kamara, like fantasy owners, like the guy in the one championship that I'm in, the fantasy, like my opponent had at the beginning of the week, he lost Judkins, like had Kamara in his starting lineup because he's just like hoping Kamara can play, and he's not going to play. Right. And the Saints have a handful of guys that also fit that description that are older than Kamara. So that's why I think this lines up better for the Titans to win this game. They're at home. They've been playing well. They've got more going for them, to me, at this point in the season than the Saints do. Tyler Shuck has been fun, but the rest of what's going on in New Orleans outside of, like, so I should mention Chris Olave, because Chris Olave definitely, took a lot of people to championships last week. I don't know if you know that. Like, he scored 36 points or something, PPR, was outstanding. Best game of his career by far. But
funny because he sucked all year.
Actually, no.
Most of the year.
No, look at it. You're wrong. Actually,
right.
you're actually way wrong about that.
All right. Let me look.
I'm still going Saints.
But yeah, I'm gonna take the Titans at home.
Go for it. I got 20 points to lose.
You do.
Yeah.
And then is that the next game?
Olave has been quietly much better than
Raiders
I thought.
and Giants.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the tank off bowl.
Well, let me read the line.
So yeah, so like we were talking about tank offs earlier. I wish we had saved that conversation for this one.
Okay, so here's the lines. Giants at Raiders, -2.5 if you're betting on the Giants. Over-unders 40. I'm sorry, -2.5 on the Giants. Over-unders 41.5. -142 if you're betting on the Giants. +120 if you're betting on the Raiders.
Loser is most likely to have the number 1 overall pick.
I think they're guaranteed to have.
I don't think it's guaranteed. Because of the Jets and the Titans. I don't think it's guaranteed.
Okay, so maybe one way. All right, I thought I heard it was guaranteed either way, but tank off bowl no matter what. They all want to lose. Do you want to start anybody in fantasy in this game?
So on the Giants side, I'm still like, I mean, I feel like I was very correct about Tyrone Tracy. If you're somebody who invested in Tyrone Tracy, he did everything you wanted him to do, and then
depending on when you invested in him, which is kind of funny. No,
I'm talking about off the waiver wire when it was time.
Right. I took him off the waiver wire when it was not time yet.
Oh yeah, okay.
And for 3 weeks, I was like, why did
sat
I
him for a month,
and
then
dropped him, and then he became.
That sucks. Yeah, because Scadaboo took over and it looked really bad. No, I get that.
Yeah, there was all kinds.
Right,
of
but when the Scadaboo injury happened, if you invested in Tyrone Tracy, he came through for you.
Yeah, he did.
He turned into an RB2 plus, and was outstanding, and did his thing last week too.
And so you probably have to start him. Is there anybody else? I mean, I guess you can start Wandale.
I'm fine starting Dart.
Dart this week?
Oh, based on the other
Isn't he hurt this week too?
based on the other situations, he's going to play. Based on the other situations that are happening, yes.
Right, but if he is hurt, then that affects him more than
To
most
me,
quarterbacks.
to me,
Because
Jackson,
he's a running quarterback.
to me this weekend, Jackson Dart is a top 12 play.
Wow.
Like, I would have rather started him over Jared Goff last night.
What do you mean by top 12 play? Like he's going to be top 12 quarterback?
Yes.
Out of the 32 quarterbacks, he's
Top 12 finisher on the weekend. Like, his points total will have him in the top 12.
Okay. And you don't agree with that, Brian?
I
get a
know
habit.
there's been some injury stuff.
Habit?
No, nothing that I'm that.
See? All right.
Well,
Start Dart.
I'm just
You're
saying,
conceding
have
Hey, I
competition
gave you
there, man.
12. I didn't even say top 5. I said top 12, and you said I'm not willing to put a hat bet on that.
no,
so
it's-
then he's
Well,
then
because
that's
Jackson Dart is a guy that I've been putting my
You should be-
chips on in during the season, like here and there, and he's somebody that could absolutely be
and
top
points
12.
per game, he's like number 2 on the season.
And for next year, he's somebody you really want to look at. And you can start him this week if you need to, but if this is my championship game, I think I've got somebody better than Jackson Dart.
You mean like
to start.
Jordan Love?
I can't say that on this. Let's move on, shall we?
All right. I'm picking. Who am I picking? Giants.
Oh yeah, you have to pick a team.
Oh,
I am a Cowboys fan, so I want the Giants to win. I don't want them to have the number 1 pick. I have to.
I heard a stat like
That's it for
the
me.
number
And
1
also,
pick
like,
hasn't gone to the Super Bowl since like 2000 or something like that.
huh? Or you mean a
the
team?
following year, or
Yeah. Like the number 1 pick has not led a team to the Super Bowl in this century.
Oh, I see.
Huh? Like the number 1 overall pick?
Yeah.
That's not true. Stafford's the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, but he wasn't chosen this century, was he?
09.
Okay, there you go.
I'll take the Raiders at home.
I might have had the number wrong. It might have been like 2010 or something.
Yeah, Cam Newton went to a Super Bowl. Let's see. Who else was a number 1 quarterback?
When was Cam Newton drafted?
11.
Okay.
And
So maybe it was a decade.
So I get to lone wolf the Raiders on a coin flip. I'll take it.
Sure.
Get to,
Right.
did you hear? I
At
get
home, baby.
to
Woo!
lone wolf the Raiders. Do you have Raiders gear?
Feels bad.
Oh no,
Because that'd be sweet.
no,
Throw on some Raiders gear.
nothing but Steelers gear in my house.
That's not a lone wolf bragging right though.
No,
We'll
by
see,
the
we'll
way.
see.
no, that's definitely not one you should feel good about. Because even if you win it,
It's like not a bragging
Who
right.
cares?
it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah,
It's not a bragging right win.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is the Eagles at the Bills. The Eagles are plus 1.5. Over-under is 43.5. Minus 102 if you're betting on the Eagles. Minus 118 if you're betting on the Bills. I would love for the Bills to win this game. Let me see where the Eagles are at 10-5. It doesn't make
The Eagles don't
difference.
have anything to play for.
Yeah.
They've
picking the
locked
Bills.
up the NFC East. They can't catch the NFC West guys. They really don't have anything to play
Then
for.
why are they so close in the points here?
I don't know.
It's
They
at
shouldn't-
Buffalo.
They shouldn't be.
Yeah, it seems
well,
like it should be Buffalo plus
I would.
one,
My
or-
guess would be that
-1.
because Buffalo, while
Takes forever to get going.
while
Takes
well,
a half to get
they
going.
play down and up to everybody. Like they play tight games with everybody because their defense just has lapses all the time. Their defense is not good, not good. So they could lose this game. I don't expect them to lose this game, because Josh Allen just is the man.
Yeah, and I'll take Buffalo because of that, but definitely a little curious as to why Vegas has this so close.
I'm taking Buffalo mostly because I don't feel like I still it still wouldn't surprise me if Buffalo won the AFC East. That still wouldn't surprise me, and I still think they're the best team in the AFC East, whether they win it or not.
I think most people do.
And the Eagles just don't have anything to play for right now. They don't have enough to play for. If the division was still on the line, this would be a more competitive game, but I don't think it's going to be.
Sounds
That
right.
time of the year again. Next up is Chicago at San Francisco. Chicago's plus 3. Over under is 52.5. I just lost the money line here. Let me see if I can get it back real quick. Regardless,
This would be the most impressive win if the Bears could get it.
and I think they can. You know, I'm gonna pick the Bears.
Like it would surprise. It would surprise me if the Bears are within 7 points in this game.
It feels like the Niners are on their roll to destiny, their roll to number one. I do feel like they're going to win here convincingly. And yeah, because I'm not convinced with Chicago.
That's the thing.
It feels like Chicago has been getting lucky.
They've been catching people at the right time.
Everything's kind of been bouncing their way. Like
What's convincingly? How many points?
10 plus.
7 plus.
Yeah.
7+.
Yeah.
That's only a touchdown.
I mean,
one score.
in the modern NFL,
I'll
beating
give you 8 points if you want to do a hat bet, man. You never do hat
dude
bets
in
with
the
us.
modern NFL, it feels like
I'll do 10 points.
Oh, come on, man.
You said convincingly. 8
I
points
think
is
2
still one
scores.
score.
Okay, 8.5.
Eight.
8.5.
Ooh.
It's 2 scores. 8.5.
I don't know. It's eight, I'll leave it up to Ken. Ken, is 8.5 in your opinion convincingly a convincing win?
Well,
in
an
the NFL?
8.5 means they win. So, thank you for asking, because it feels like in the modern NFL, less and less and less games end with kneel downs. It feels like that used to happen a lot. Like when
Sure.
It used to be like you tune into you're watching your game, and your team's up 31-14 in the third quarter. You could turn it off. It's over. They're not going to catch up. They're too far down.
Right.
And now it's like, all right, I got to keep watching. And then they score. Now it's 31-21. You're like, okay, crap.
Well,
And then even if your team scores, and now it's 38-21, and and you should feel safe again. But it's like there's still 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. They're probably gonna have the ball like 4 or 5 more times. Like the game's not over, and it's not anywhere close to over.
well, and I'm just saying, there's been plenty of games this year where it has been decided. It's decisive, but at the end of the game, one team only wins by 4 points. But you feel like the whole game there was never.
Remember the Carolina Arizona game?
No.
So
Hold on. You're going on you're segueing here a little bit, and I want to reel you back into the convincing
wins, and so my point is like a convincing win in the NFL to me is anything over one possession now.
So 8.5. All right, I'll give you 8.5. Have bet for 8.5 points.
But anyway, what I was saying is like,
write it down.
so
I love it.
Arizona
Ray's first hat bet.
Arizona was dominating
lose.
the Carolina Panthers. It was like 27-3 or something like that. And Arizona was driving at the end of the third quarter. And then Kyler Murray throws a red zone interception. They're up 27-3 the end of the third quarter. They end up winning that game 30-27.
Right. you never really felt like the other team could win, but
and Carolina had
got close.
Nothing. They
Yeah.
had done nothing all day. Nothing. They looked like they were going to lose that game 41-3. And the reason this one sticks out so much to me is like I was like on cloud 9 for most of that game because I had started Arizona's defense in a lot of different spots. And then they just completely fell apart and scored minus points.
My thoughts are convincing. If we've decided collectively, which we did a season ago, that 20, or maybe it was this season, that 21 points is a blowout.
No. The thing we decided
Convincing.
on was, I remember us deciding on where you were comfortable losing a game with how many points you scored, and losing a game with how many points you gave up.
Yeah, that was offense versus defense, whose fault it was. But for blowout wins, we had a 21-point spread. So to me, convincingly is 2 possessions. And anything under 2 possessions is 14 points. The 14 points is the hard line.
It's almost 3 possessions is what you're saying, basically.
2 touchdowns to me would be convincingly. And then anything under that, you know what I mean? Because 2 touchdowns.
Like that's blowout
that's about 5
status.
minutes.
That's not convincing.
No, blowout status is 21 points. We determined that at one of our sessions here that 21 points was considered a blowout. Just
Like,
so we were.
It depends so much on the flow of the game. You know what I mean?
But I mean, I'm willing to concede because both you and Ken agree that that this is 8.5 is convincingly, but just to throw my 2 cents out there, I think 14 points is a convincing win.
And I hear convincingly isn't blowout. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Blowout's a little different, but
But we agreed that 21 points was a blowout.
I can agree. I mean, yeah, everything is so dependent in the NFL, but in general, yes, I can agree.
Because, I mean, at the 5-minute mark, you can still come back at 14 points. It's really hard to come back at 21, right? So you got blown out.
But it's happened.
Right.
I mean, especially in recent years, which is just nuts. And that shouldn't be possible. But
and maybe we'll move those lines later on, but yeah.
It's I'm just saying it's been harder to grade lately because the NFL has become so volatile and because so many points can be scored so quickly now that things are different than they used to be.
I mean, I still like the 8.5 because Bears have been keeping games close.
Yeah.
I can't say that they've really lost by too many games by more than that this season.
No, they've been in a lot of one-score games, which is part of the reason why I think they resemble more. They're closer to an 8-17 than they are an 11-14.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, definitely has a lot of nail-biting wins this season.
So where were we at on? Sorry to take us back, but where were we at on the blowouts? What was it?
So we had collectively agreed that a blowout was 21 points or more.
I don't know. I'm not sure that that's the case anymore.
You think it's? And I was just telling him with this season, kind of giving us more data, we might have to move that line back a little bit more.
Everything is so situational that it's like I'm not comfortable calling anything a blowout unless I watch the game. You know what I mean? Because points can be manipulated by so much at the end that it distorts the view. It looks
so
like
if you have
when it really wasn't.
Right. You have a blowout going on where the team is winning 34-3, but it's like the team that's up 34-3, you really didn't expect their defense to be playing that well, and then as soon as they kind of let off the gas, the other team does score a chunk of points, you know.
Right.
And so the game was really more of a blowout than the final score suggested.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, hard to judge, but anyway, we got one more game to go, right?
And it's the Rams at the Falcons. Rams got -7.5
This is a
points.
championship decider right here. This one's huge.
Over under is 49.5, -470 if you're betting on the Rams, and +360 if you're betting on the Falcons. Rams have to go 2-0. Bears have to beat 49ers, and the Panthers have to beat the Seahawks, and the 49ers have to beat the Seahawks in Week 18 for Rams to get the number one seed.
The Rams did this to themselves.
Yes, they did. And if they lose this game, I could see them benching their starters in Week 18.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Because he did that last year.
Well,
he didn't care if he was... When you're the wild card, Sean McVay doesn't care.
And also, if if things fall correctly, like if Seattle wins and San Francisco loses, then Los Angeles no longer has a chance to win the division. I believe that's how that works, right? Because of common opponents,
The winner of the winner of NFC West is going to win the conference.
Well, I mean,
the Bears have a slight chance.
The number, right, the number one seed. I really, that'd be crazy. But what I'm saying is that I believe that this is a Monday night game. I believe that by Monday night, it is entirely possible that the Rams are incentivized to not play Stafford, to not play Puka Nacua.
Yeah, because the other games will be decided by then.
Yes.
Yep.
So, super interesting for fantasy championships because Puka carried you there. and then and Stafford too. Stafford, I believe, in 6-point passing touchdowns is QB2.
He has been impressive, yeah.
And I wouldn't mind watching Garoppolo play.
Roxanne has a 49ers Jimmy G jersey. He was their quarterback for a while.
Well, the Niners have proven. Here's my thoughts on the Niners. It's not too many far games back, but they're obviously a system team where it seems like they can just plug and play anybody.
Yeah.
They pick very skilled players, but not tough players, and that shows over the past 3 or 4 seasons in their injuries that they've had. So they look at that raw skill, but not
I
really
think
so
that's
much
a hard
skill.
thing to say because like Kittle is about as tough as they come.
Wasn't he
Like,
injured? Did he get
No,
injured?
that's what I'm saying.
But he
is
has.
I think
like,
Kittle's an incredibly tough
he
player.
gets
Like when you're saying
unlucky
tough,
injuries.
but when you're saying like if it's judged by injuries, okay, I guess he's not. But
My
whenever
point
he's
is-
on the field, he's the toughest, as tough as they come.
My point is
yeah,
the
he's one of my favorite
injuries.
players to watch. Period.
Exactly.
The injuries show that they could just about plug anybody in because they pick like this raw skill and talented people. And some people will say like not getting injured is a talent, and I believe that to some degree.
Availability is the best ability.
But I mean, how many quarterbacks have gotten injured with them?
It's not just quarterbacks. It's ridiculous.
It's what I'm
Like,
saying.
Their injuries every year are absurd.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like they're picking skilled players and players that can just fit into the system.
When
but
he
they don't
said
pick
that,
tough players.
When he
I
said that
guess I
right
would
now, my
substitute-
eyebrows raised because like I've watched the 49ers situation closely for a long time. You know, like being you know, my girl being such a huge fan. Like I know them, you know, pretty inside and out, and that was something that I really hadn't considered. Is that and I mean, and if you like, it really like blasted my mind because Shanahan's, not just Kyle, but also his dad, Mike, like are known for being very system oriented, and like and their philosophy of next man up really works because they're very good at drafting players that fit their system.
Right.
But that is an interesting take that maybe they're not just unlucky with injuries every year. Maybe they're just not drafting tough enough players.
Well,
because there is a lot of this stuff is stuff that you just kind of got to play through.
I'm just saying if you substitute the word durability or durable for tough and toughness in this conversation, then I agree with you guys.
Okay,
Yes.
durable. There you go.
Because
And that's fine.
durability, that makes more sense.
Yes,
Yeah,
and,
that's
and,
fine.
and apologies.
But when you say
and apologies
George
to
Kittle is
anyone who
not
might have been who
tough-
might have heard that and been offended by it. But but yes,
Yeah,
durability.
you can't say George
Right.
Kittle isn't tough. I'm
Like they're
but
drafting
you can
players
say
that
he's
fit
not
their
durable.
system, but they're not drafting players that are just like physically stout, durable NFL athletes.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's not a high enough concern for them when they're drafting their players. I can totally get behind that. That's interesting because they have a lot of guys who flash and then get hurt.
Yeah.
they do really well. The 49ers do have a lot of players who just like burn bright, you know, and then what happened to that guy? Well, he got hurt and then he just like they had to move on and
I remember
he's
when
over
they
here
took
now,
Christian
and-
McCaffrey, I was like, and I was talking to somebody at the water cooler, and I was just like, yeah, he's gonna be great, and except for when he gets injured. I'm like, oh, don't say that. And then it's just like, and then I even saw a stat like every season on the 12th game, week 12, the quarterback gets injured. Like they were starting to come up with stats on injuries on the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, like based on where they're at in the season, what should be happening injury wise. That's funny.
Every freaking one of their
But
quarterbacks.
yeah, it's been seriously, it's been bad ever since Shanahan has been there. Their quarterback situation has been
I gotta wonder who their strength and conditioning coach is.
right.
And how long he's been there.
Right.
Because
Let's find
might
out.
be time for a new one.
Yeah.
So was that the last game?
But
Yeah.
so anyway, in this game, like we're talking about that, like you should watch out and you should be prepared to play some like if like you're counting on Puka and you're counting on Stafford, like I don't love the idea of counting on Stafford this weekend. I don't.
So
As
Dustin
good as he's been. Sorry.
No. Finish your thing.
As good as Stafford's been, just where everything is for the Rams, I don't love counting on him for the weekend. It's the last game of the weekend. Like just because things could fall a certain way, I would rather go somewhere else.
I might make a change. So the strength and conditioning coach is Dustin Perry, and he's been the head strength and conditioning coach from 2019 through 2024.
Fire him right now. Oh my God.
It fits like right with the timeline.
Oh, like the timeline where all the major injuries were. Like, get rid of this guy. What are we thinking of here?
Poor
Jeez.
bastard.
Dude, that's an easy fire. I'm just saying, like, there's a track record here.
Right. I mean, like when you get to the end of the season and we're asking questions about what went wrong, yes, that's an easy fire.
Injuries. And it's injuries every year for 5 years. And it's like, well, who's the strength and conditioning coach? Oh, same guy for the last 5 years. I'm sensing a pattern.
So check this out. As of 2025, he has transitioned to a new front office role overseeing player health and performance.
Get rid of this guy. Oh, my goodness.
So with that giggle,
fire him.
we're going to go ahead and head out, guys. Thanks for watching, tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, all that jazz.
Thanks for being with us, guys.
Good luck in your championships.
Yes, good luck.
We'll see you next week.